So we are back and we are, wow, we're double dipping today. Man. So it was beautiful how we were on earlier and we did the interview with Miss Abby Valera. I think I said her name right. I'm getting better. I'm getting better, guys. Cool. So now we're now we're moving right along here as far as for day 10 of the Facebook Live series titled Quotes. And before we go ahead and get into that, let me go ahead and do one thing. I don't know why, I just been beginning to do this recently. That way, put the Do Not Disturb feature on, so that way we don't hear the dings and notifications and different stuff like that. So here we go. There we go. So for all those that have been tuning in to this series, I definitely do appreciate it. I hope that you guys are really getting a lot of value and insight out of it. And by all means, please feel free to let me know your comments as well. It's very much appreciative. So, as you're tuning in, boys and girls, let's go ahead and get started. Put in live, hashtag live if you're catching us now. And of course, replay, go ahead and do the same thing, hashtag replay. So on day 10 of the quotes theory, we're going to go ahead and open up with the title, which I put in the description, which reads, don't feel fear. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Let me start that back up. Don't fear failure, fear in being in the same place. And what that means is it's more so of just being stagnant, in which that us as people, right, human beings, we all have a tendency to want to become stagnant and want to be comfortable. And in order for you to really move and grow and really get to that higher level, right, of your life and business, etc., you have to get to the point of really being uncomfortable. And more so, that's going to drive you to really get to that next level. Because if not, then we get very comfortable as people, as far as it being comfortable, from like, oh, well, you know what? I don't have to work so hard. I can just kick back and relax. And I know that's important, but yeah, I'm pretty good and comfortable where I'm at right now. So I'm not going to do anything. I'll come back to it when I can. And what happens is that we can get caught up in that very vicious cycle. And what happens over the course of time, that becomes pretty much a habit, from a habit to a routine, and then so much time is being wasted. And before you know it, a year, 5 years, 10 years just creep up on you extremely fast, and you're like, whoa, have you ever heard this phrase? Whoa, where did all the time go? So as we get into this talk, I just want to raise a few points here. And I see here the CEO, Michelle Mubo from Mubo Entertainment, is in the house. Guys, I want to tell you something. When the CEO of Mubo Entertainment steps and watches your Facebook Live, must mean you're doing something right. That I can definitely tell you. So this is definitely an honor and a privilege. So let's go ahead and move into the bullet points, shall we? So one of the things in which I picked up as far as from this quote is to embrace failure. And this is where the growth happens. This is where we're able to learn, to grow, and also pivot as well. Because in order for you to really see, as far as for the improvements, any corrections, anything needs to be done, you have to be willing to fail, right? There's some people that's probably saying, well, hold up, Sean, wait a minute now. I don't like being a failure. You know, I like to excel at every single thing in which that I do. And I don't take failure, very, very kindly, right? That was me. I'm a recovering perfectionist, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm here to tell you that's not the way that it works in business. The way that it works in business is that you put a plan together, you move forward. More times than not, you're going to fail, right? You're going to suck at something. But instead of just having that as a letdown and be like, oh my goodness, it didn't work, and really be all in your head or into your emotions, we're then able to look at it and say, okay, so what worked correctly and what didn't work correctly, right? And really just to be able to use that information, use that data, and go ahead and pivot. Like, for an example, this Facebook Live can be considered as a failure. Why is that? Because even though I tagged a bunch of people, Normally, you probably would expect between 10 to 15 to 20 people, but barely as it's showing, no one's really watching. So I can look at this as a failure and say, okay, well, I was expecting for 20 people. Let me see as far as on what I can improve on. Maybe as far as my voice quality. Maybe I'm moving a little bit too fast. Maybe I'm not hitting my points correctly, right? So I would look at that from different vantage points and see on what I can improve on. So the next time that I do go on live, in this example, ladies and gentlemen, now I know as far as on what to work on to where I can get the numbers in which that I'm expecting, if that makes sense. So you most certainly want to embrace the failure because this is where the room in the growth happens. I hope somebody really got that. The second point is that the average remain average because they want to stay the same. And that's really, I would say, the majority of this world and of society. It's like average is just so accepted. So accepted. It's like, okay, well, at least you tried, right? You work super hard and you got like below level or normal or average, grade, so to speak. That's okay. A C, okay, well, that's pretty average. Okay, well, at least that you tried, right? At least that you tried. So we'll give you, a clap, a pat on the back. But what are we instilling, right? That being average and mediocre is okay. The way I came up and the way that my mom was like a C just wasn't going to cut it. If I came in the house with a C, true story, guys, mama, I love you dearly, so what I'm about to say is the truth. But what she'll do is this, she would get my test score. If it was a C average, you want to know what she would do? She would look at this, literally ball it up, and say, you can do better than that. What's wrong with you? Didn't I raise you better than that? And literally give me the business. She doesn't want to hear as far as that, I studied super hard and, that was the best in which I can do. Why? Because that wasn't good enough, because she knew my greater potential. And she knew that, you can do better than that. And somehow in this society, we really done got off of that. But if you really want to get to that next level, you really have to adopt that and be like, I don't want to be like everybody else. I just don't want to be average. Why? Because I'm better than that. So don't settle for being average. Do yourself a huge favor. Don't do that. The next point, and this is, in my opinion too, based upon my experience, right? I want you to really ask yourself this question. In all theory, who really wants to be a failure? Who wants to be considered and known as a failure? And that's the reason why, as being an entrepreneur, the way that we think is so extraordinary and so taboo, right? Because we have more so of a mentality like, that's the reason why we move the way that we move, because the sooner and quicker that we're able to fail, the faster we're able to learn from those experiences and improve and get better. I'm going to go ahead and tell you a story as far as in my marketing days. And this was with a company called the Plato Group. And we were in the business of communication. So we were selling like those free cell phones, they used to call quote unquote the Obama phones. So we all had to do speaking presentations. And we all had to lead like the morning meetings. And we had to be able to teach in front of like 50 or 60 other sales reps. And let me tell you something, guys. I bombed. I was stuttering, I was fluttering, my eyes was all over the place, I'm sweating like crazy. I forgot as far as on what I wanted to say, and yet I knew the information, right? Because it was so repetitive, and I knew it. I had it down to a science, but when I got to speak, like, I kid you not, my brain froze, and it was so embarrassing. Well, they gave me a pity clap, right? And I got off the stage and I was like, wow. I just felt like a complete failure. But it was something in which that my mentor told me at that time. He was like, Sean, I'm glad that you did that. I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Why would you say that? And he was like, because you had to get through the nervousness. You had to get through all that, because now what it's going to do is going to force you as far as to improve and get better. You know what? He was right, because for the next 2 months, without fail, I kid you not, I use something which is called a mirror theory, in which that every morning, every evening, right, before I went to bed and before I left out, what I would do is that as I'm brushing my teeth, as I'm getting ready, I would recite as far as that particular script, right, of what I wanted to say, how I wanted to say. I would use the tonality, my voice inflection, my delivery, how the way I'm saying it. I would make sure I'm having direct eye contact. And I did that for about 2 months. That helped me out tremendously, because not only the next time when they called me up to speak, I was able to be more effective and give with more conviction, but also in addition, when I head out into the field and when we would be going out there and promoting and selling the cell phones, I was able more so to have eye contact, excitement. I was able to do my presentations when people would give me objections. I knew exactly on what their objections was, and I even had as far as a response to each and every single last one. And I gotten so good to the point that I can be having a conversation with someone else about something totally different. The individual can be having an objection or something, and I was able to come off of that, answer their objection, overcome that, get the sale, and then come back to the other person and pick up exactly on where we left off. And it amazed me, and I was like, wow. So my point in that whole entire story is that nobody wants to be a failure, and using that as fuel as far as for you to get better. I hope that really, really makes sense. And Michelle said, yes, raise them. Absolutely. Joanna, welcome. Thank you so much for hopping on. Definitely do appreciate you as well. The next point is, and this is a question in which that, it's a serious question too. By you doing absolutely nothing, just doing nothing, right? From today until July 16th of next year. By doing absolutely nothing, just doing the bare minimum, doing what you have always done, right? What you've been accustomed to. What would your life be like 1 year from now? I want you to really think about that. It's something in which that Michelle, I believe in one of the meetings, she posed that same question, or kind of similar to us, right? What would it look like? What would we reflect? I got another question for you. How bad can it get? How bad can it get by you doing absolutely nothing, by you just doing the bare minimum, not investing, not studying, not growing, not connecting with the right people, not pushing yourself? How bad can your life truly, truly get a year from now? Does it stay the same maybe? Maybe as far as it doesn't get so bad. Maybe it doesn't get to that extreme, but, you know, pretty much you're just coasting, as they say. Would it stay the same? Some people prefer for it to stay the same. Some people don't like to, quote unquote, rock the boat. They're just very comfortable. No judgment, no condemnation whatsoever. I love you still, but guess what? That type of energy, you please go at least more than 6 feet away from me, because that is so contagious. And also, depending upon of that result, right? By you not doing anything, by you just being stagnant, would you be comfortable with that? Would you be comfortable with that? And that's something in which that everybody, they would have to sit on, right, and really think about that. Then they would need to come to rock the mic. Indeed, I truly, truly agree. So these are some very interesting questions, and it's something in which that I believe those that's watching on the live and even on the replay, you have to really answer those questions, because they're serious questions, and take them seriously, because guess what? It's your life, and we get one bite at the apple, so to speak. So, choices are to you. In closing, I want to end this off with a closing statement or a quote. If you do what you always do, you will get what you've always gotten. And why is that? Because as human beings, we move in the form of routines, and we move in the form of patterns and also habits. So if you choose pretty much to stay the same and don't want to embrace failure, right, and you fear it, you actually dread it, then guess what? Next year is going to be the same thing. Why would you expect anything differently if you're not deciding to grow, if you're not deciding to connect with like-minded individuals, if you're not deciding to invest in yourself, right? If you're comfortable with making 1,000,001 excuses, then why would you expect to even see anything differently, right? That's something which I had to come to grips with quite a while ago. And when I did, it made a huge difference. So, my call to action to you, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pretty much done here, is that for all those that are interested in gaining more leads or exposure as far as for their business, if you ever had a show or an idea and you said, you know what, now is my time, but I'm just looking to be a part of an organization, of a team that not only is going to support my ideas, but literally going to help me take it to the next level, then I cordially invite you as far as to join this amazing entertainment company, which I'm a part of, which is called Mupo Entertainment. And if Miss Michelle is still here, if you can do me a favor, madam, if you can go ahead and put in the website so that way our audience can take a look at this amazing company, because I tell you what, guys, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. I can tell you, since I've been a part of this, it's been about 2 weeks now. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made, and I'm so glad that Joanna introduced me as far as to this organization, because this is where it's at. So if you want more information on that, I believe Michelle is putting in as far as the details. If not, I'll go ahead and put it in after this live is over with. And also as well, if you're looking for a coach, someone that's going to be your support system. There it is. Perfect. I see it. If you're looking for someone that's going to support you, that's going to help you as far as get whatever dreams, whatever visions which that you have inside of you, but also someone that's going to hold you accountable, that's going to challenge you in the right manner. Come on, let's have a conversation. 15 minutes, quick discovery call, just to see as far as on where you're at, what you're looking to achieve, and seeing as far as if we're a mutual fit. Doesn't take long. So awesome. Oh, okay, Michelle, I will definitely do that then. I'll do that at the end. So for all those, once again, I appreciate it so much. I'm out of here. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy your up and coming weekend. By all means, please feel free to take a look at the website, and also I'm gonna be putting my link as far as in the comment section. Also, if you want to know more information about this amazing movement, by all means, please feel free as far as to message me, or if you have my personal contact number, you know how to find me. So until then, if what I stated on this live series either motivated, transformed, or inspired at least one person, may God be the glory, and I take no credit for absolutely none of it. Until then, you're all amazing. Enjoy this up and coming weekend. By His grace and mercy, look forward to seeing you all another time. Peace and love, everyone. Thank you.